Hey everyone, I'm here with another Chatterbox video, and today I want to talk to you guys about books. I love reading. I've loved reading since I was little. I read all the time, even when I'm in school. People wonder how I do it. I don't know. I love reading. Lately I've been into a lot of the young adult dystopian novels. It started with Hunger Games. That was like 2 years ago that I read those. Loved them. And then I read earlier in the fall, I read the Uglies series by Scott Westerfeld. I did a review on the first book. There's Uglies, Pretties, Specials, and Extras. It's a trilogy with 4 books. I don't know. I'll put the link to my review of Uglies down in the info bar. Love that series. It's really good. If you haven't read it, you should. As I mentioned in my December favorites video, I started reading The Maze Runner by James Dashner. I finished that. It's so good. I'm on the second book now, which is The Scorched Trials, and I'm about halfway through. The Maze Runner is really, really good, but the end is, I won't give any spoilers, but the end is a really big cliffhanger. So if you can, try to have this one on hand to start reading pretty much immediately. I think I had to wait almost a week when I finished Maze Runner before I could read Scorched Trials, and it was actual torture because the end of Maze Runner is a huge cliffhanger. Anyway, but I'm about halfway through, a little bit more than halfway through this one, and it is really, really good. The third book in the Maze Runner trilogy is The Death Cure, which I haven't started yet because I haven't finished Scorched Trials, but I'm excited to read this book. I don't know what it's, I don't know. I read the description here. I don't know, it should be good. And then the last one, because it's a trilogy with 4 books, is The Kill Order, which I guess is like the prequel to The Maze Runner. Yeah, the prequel to The Maze Runner. And I've heard that it kind of like explains, I guess, like why it's a dystopian, like why the world is the way it is, what happened. There's something called like the sun flares or the solar flares. That's not a spoiler. But I guess that's it. That's how the world became what it is in the series. And I guess this book kind of explains how that happened and like gives background. I've heard this one isn't that good, but I'm going to read it anyway because why not read the 4th book in a trilogy? That just makes sense. After I'm done with those 3 books to finish off the Maze Runner series, I have Divergent. I've heard this book is amazing and I really want to read it. I got this in the library back in October. I was going to read it after I finished Uglies, and then it took me longer to finish those books than I thought it would, so then I went home for Christmas. Couldn't get this book out of the library there, so I read Maze Runner, so now I'm in the Maze Runner series, but I've got Divergent here to read this. I have no idea what this book is about, but I've heard it's really, really good. I'm very excited to read it. And then, of course, I have the sequel, which is Insurgent. Again, no idea what these books are about. I've heard they're dystopian, young adults following the same theme. I don't know what they're about, but I've heard they're amazing, and I plan on reading both of them. And then after I am done all of those books, I think Divergent is just the 2 books. I don't think there's a 3rd one. If there is, let me know down in the comments, or if there's one coming out, because I definitely want to read it if there is, assuming I've just heard Divergent and Insurgent are really good, even though I know nothing about them. Then the last book that I have here to read is not dystopian, as far as I can tell, but I'm pretty sure it is young adult, and it is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. This came out like a year ago, and I haven't read it, and I don't know why, but it's in my pile. It's from the library. I'll have to read it. And again, I don't really know what this book is about. I think I started reading the first page. I don't know what it's about. I like John Green though. He's a good writer. I'm gonna read this book. It's happening. Yeah, so those are the books that I'm planning on reading in the next couple months. Let me know down in the comments if you've read any of those books, what you think about them. Please don't give any spoilers because I haven't read any of those yet. I'm about halfway through Scorched Trials. Otherwise, I haven't read any of those books, so please don't give any spoilers. If you want me to do a review on any of those after I read them, let me know down in the comments. And if you want to let me know some books that you're reading or are planning to read in the near future, you can let me know again down in the comments, or you can leave a video response. Thanks for watching. Bye.